Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism, and Buddhism make up most of America. America has become diverse with the various types of religions. The First Amendment grants the people of America the right to practice and express their religion either in public or private, and to also freely change their religion without influence from the government. But to what level should freedom of religion be expressed? Let's go back to colonial times where the idea of expressing religion was made significant. One of the key reasons for why the Europeans made the decision to migrate to the Americas was because of more religious tolerance. Groups like the Pilgrims, the Puritans, Quakers, and other Protestant groups all migrated for reasons that pertain to expressing their faith more freely and without persecution. Britain during the early 16th century was increasingly homogeneous in terms of religion. The main practice was Catholicism. As Protestant ideas developed, such as Puritanism, conflicts arose, leaving them no choice but to leave their homeland in order to practice their faith more freely. As America developed socially and politically over time, one of the ideas that began to make itself present was that of government. The first form of government started out as the Articles of Confederation, a government consisting of loose control over the states and almost no federal power. Sooner or later, problems arose, and the founders decided that they had to discard this ineffective style of government and draft a new through the Constitution. One of the things that played a critical role in the ratification was the Bill of Rights. Those who were anti-federalists believed that they needed these provisions in order to stay protected. As it still exists today, one of the things they chose to include was freedom of religion.
However, over time, this right has experienced limitations as well as additions in terms of the extent to which it can be expressed. For example, in Connecticut of 1940, a man by the name of Jesse Cantwell, along with 2 family members, were accused of solicitation of religious material without a permit and for inciting a breach of peace. This case made its way to the Supreme Court, where it was ruled that 1. Connecticut could not require permits specifically for religious solicitation, and 2. Cantwell had its First Amendment right to peacefully express his views. This case is important because it helped ensure that people have the absolute freedom of belief and that the government may not identify which causes are religious and what causes are not. On the other hand, there have been instances where freedom of religion has been limited. This was seen in the case Engel v. Vitale in 1962. In this case, the state of New York created a law requiring public schools to open with a prayer. A parent of a student of the school sued, arguing that the law violated the Establishment Clause in the First Amendment. This clause prevents the government from getting involved with religion. In this situation, the state was trying to instate a religious practice within public schools, which is clearly against the law. Therefore, the court ruled that it was unconstitutional for a state to compose a school prayer and encourage its participation in public schools. Now that we've discussed the cases, let's see what people of today think about the change of religious expression over time.
Changes over time. I do believe there have been changes over time, and I feel it's in a negative way. Society, it has affected society in a great way, and mostly because of all the different religions that we have in the world today.
I do. I think because of the diversity in our country, we now see so many more religions than we did before, and that they actually have a voice. And seeing that in all the different cultures, I think it's very obvious that we have changed.
As the population of America increases, more and more people are considering to join a faith, whether it is Christianity, Judaism, Islam, or others. Therefore, freedom of religion will be needed to be maintained because people will choose to express their religion in the way they choose. Religion has grown so much that it has even spread to certain political facets of our society.
Well, these ideas were part of a larger notion, a vision, if you will, of America herself. An America not only rich in opportunity for the individual, but an America Two, of strong families and vibrant neighborhoods, an America whose divergent but harmonizing communities were a reflection of a deeper community of values. The value of work, of family, of religion, and of the love of freedom that God places in each of us and whose defense He has entrusted in a special way to this nation.
And we get sidetracked with distractions, large and small. We can't go 10 minutes without checking our smartphones. And for my staff, that's every 10 seconds. And so for 63 years, this prayer tradition has brought us together, giving us the opportunity to come together in humility before the Almighty and to be reminded of what it is that we share as children of God.
As religion continues to grow, the right to express one's faith freely must be protected not only by the government, but also by us, the people, who choose to maintain its value through the Constitution.